Hey April fans, this is Todd, and today we're going to open up the new lighted Mumm-Ra. So let's check this out. Here is the Mumm-Ra right here. Mumm-Ra, Mumm-Ra. And the box looks pretty cool. We have this box in the back. It just says Thundercats. Pretty basic box to it. Let's go ahead and open this up. Bum, 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 bum. Da, 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 da. So there is the new lighted Mumm-Ra. Mumm-Ra. Lighted Lion-O. Lighted Lion-O. Come on out of there, lighted Lion-O. Lighted Lion-O. Bum, bum, bum. All right, so this new Lion-O happens to have the same body as the other new Lion-O I showed off before, which is not I'm a huge fan of. He does have a plastic insert right here on the back of his head in order to activate the batteries. And articulation, he has ankle articulation. Oh, it's kind of stuck. There we go. He has single jointed knees, and they kind of ratchet. He has hip movements. He turns right at the thigh at the top where his leg's attached. His waist turns. He has an ab crunch. His shoulder moves. Oh, it's kind of stuck. There we go. Bicep cut. Elbow, single jointed. Oh, that's frozen. And then a single jointed wrist that goes back and forth. That's also kind of frozen. And his head looks like it moves. But I don't want to move it too much, being it's the lighted head. I'm not quite sure how that works underneath there. So I am going to change the hands right away though, because these are both fist hands. But let me go ahead and close this. You can see the comparison difference. This is the Mattel one. This is the new one we just got. And it does appear to be darker than the one we had last time, but I don't have it to compare. Hold on, I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to go find that Lion-O because I really want to see the color difference, so we can do some comparisons. So right off the bat, you can see the color is a little bit different. And I actually like this color better of the newer one. This one is just too light pink in comparison. So I'm glad they decided to just make the color a little browner. It's not a lot different, but it's enough that I actually like it a lot better. As you guys remember, we were taking a look at the pictures from the cartoon, and sure enough, his orange should be darker. And this new lighted one matches the color a whole lot better than the one we got just recently. This one here with the weird pink. Now, the biceps were backwards on this one. Let me check the biceps on the new one and see if it has the same problem. It does not. They actually built this one right, so that's cool. Now again, the joints are frozen on this new one, so I have to go and fix those joints. But now that we've compared them, let's go ahead and turn off the lights and let's check out the lighter feature on his head. Dun 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 dun. Looks like some really weird kind of cartoon where you see the floating eyes everywhere. Let me go and turn on one of these lights. Those glowing eyes. Pretty cool. Let's try some other heads on here. I can't believe it's just a little light bulb unit inside his head. It's so weird. His head fits on too tight, but you can kind of see on this one here, he actually has eyeballs and they light up. Wouldn't have to heat the head up to get that on though, it's just too tight, I don't want to break the light bulb. And this last head just has yellow eyes like the first one. And let's get him out of there. right, so there is Mumm-Ra. Let's talk about articulation. So first we got ankle articulation. Then we have his knee bends. Looks like his boots are not disconnected in this one, so no boot cut there. But his knee does bend and twist right there. Then we have his upper hip, and then his waist turns. And we have an ab crunch, and we have shoulder movement. Oh, that is tight. Careful, don't break them. Just got them. Then we have a bicep twist, single jointed elbow. Oh, I just lost one of those little hooks into my pile of stuff. Last time I had to glue that on. It's made to hold his cape on, but I got a pile of figures down below me. Just dropped into the box of that, so I'll have to find that. And his other shoulder, of course, moves the same, and his head moves. And he has a little plastic piece to pull out right here to light up his eyes. So we'll mess with that later. So before we get him lit up and see how cool he is, let's compare him to the other Mumm-Ra that we got. And you can see their coloring is quite different. I'm surprised at how different the coloring is. So interesting. And as far as sculpts go, they look like they appear to be the exact same sculpt, which is what we didn't see with Lion-O. We saw Lion-O was a completely different sculpt than the one we got for the toy. All right, let's go and stick his weapon in his hand. Open dynamo hand. You know what? I want to stick it in his craggly hand. We'll hold it much better for right now. Doo-doo. All right. Oh, I'm going to take it back out. And just like with Lion-O, when his head comes off, it comes off in this big old chunk like that, so that his light is up inside his head. It's really hard to pull off. There we go. So there is the light piece that goes in his head. Since I have this off, oh, it only comes with one head. Let's go ahead and just get this lighted up now and see how it works. There's the switch on the bottom. It's really hard to get to. There we go. And it just glows red, it looks like. Oh, that's really hard to turn off and on. There we go. Oh, it's got an extra light at the bottom down there for his chest. I was wondering why it was open down there. There we go. Cape is over the light. You will now slide this back into the head. Hopefully it never be removed again. That does make his head a much tighter fit though. I notice it's a little loose, but adding that cape just adds that extra little oomph you needed. And look at that. Think. Kill these lights. We got one light left to kill. Oh, bright light. Oh, where's your switch? There it is. Whew. And there are the two lighted ones. Let me go and zoom this out a little bit so we get some fun. I can see how messy my room kind of is. And this wall's all lit up from the control panel that lights this up. But you can see how cool those are. Look at that. Bum, 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 bum. All right, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go grab a flashlight in order to check out the glow in the dark for this piece right here and see if it glows. Be right back. All right, I am back with my cool light. And let's first light up Lion-O's sword here. Zip, 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 zip. Doesn't seem to be glowing. Did I switch the sword out for the non-glowing one? Does sound like something I would do. All right. There we go. Now let's see if his thing glows in the dark. Ready for the moment of truth. Oh, yes, it does glow in the dark. I just got to heat it up and fix it so it's straight. But yes, look at that. Look at that. Let's go ahead and load that in his hand here. Now we can have some cool battles on the stairs with light up, glow in the dark. There we go. All right, let me get back behind here and let's zoom in on this thing. Zoom in. Oh, so cool. Where's my flashlight? Where's my flashlight? Charging, charging, charging. Oh, look at that. Look at it. So cool. I love glow in the dark and light up things. They are my favorite. Yes. All right. Well, that is all that I have. So thanks for joining me. And like they say in the Thundercats, so you can see how that light bleed looks. It just, you put his head down, it's not quite as bad, but then it's in the back. So our goal is to get rid of that light bleed coming out everywhere, because it just doesn't look cool. And the eyes look awesome. And look at that. It's like glow in the dark on steroids. All right, let's go turn this light back on. Oh, bright light. It's funny, I don't have his glowing sword in my hand. I should have used the glowing sword. Anyway, let's go ahead and turn this off, and let's talk about some possible solutions. One possible solution, and the easiest, is just throw an O-ring on there. And I was thinking this quite a while ago, just grabbing like a black O-ring like this right here, and just tossing it over the top of this, and then just sliding it all the way up into the neck. And I wish I had a larger one. I was going to buy some more O-rings the other day, but I didn't get around to it. This one here is a smaller diameter, but it might work better for what I want to do for now. I may have to use two. So I'll take this one first, and I'll just slide it on up there. Slide it on up to the top. There we go. And then we'll slide this bigger one on over the top of it. And this one will hold the thinner one up against the bulb, I'm hoping. There we go. Now I did lose the mobility of his head, which kind of stinks, but hopefully it's enough to block the light. All right, let's go and test it out. If this works, this will be a really short video. Well, it's already looking better. Look at that. Ta-da! Wow, that was much easier than I thought. Now, there still was some light bleed. Unfortunately, that light bleed is caused from the battery pack. So let's just turn this around. Yeah, there's still some light bleed. I guess if you were to paint this black, that would help that issue there. Wow, that's crazy. It goes right through. Let me turn it back around this way. At least this way is not as bad. But you can see in the back of his neck where that light bleed still is. But that is from the tube itself. So to fix that, you're going to have to literally paint that tube black or something. And I'm not willing to do that, but if you guys wanted to finish off your light bleed issue, I think the O-rings, as far as I'm going to go, it solves most of the problem. Because even still on his eyes, on his forehead, still is a light bleed. It's not as bad in person. The camera does lighten up the image a little bit. But there you go. How cool is that? That was an easy fix. So, all you need is some O-rings. Now, of course, I did lose the mobility of his head, but I'd rather have the light blocked than to have his head move. And I used the small one first to get way up inside there, and then used a larger one afterwards to fully block it. Fully block it. I should have used even a smaller one yet. Let's see if I can get his head out of there without breaking the light bulb. So you can see how that is. I'm not going to actually pull it off on this side and get a smaller one. I'm going to use one of these boot ones here. These are the ones I usually use for fixing the boots on the figures. But this might work better. Yeah, it's just they put the light deep inside there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me zoom up on 2 times. Is the light's not actually up here, it's down here, and this is the cover. If they had to push the light up into the glass part, there wouldn't be so much light bleed in the housing. There we go. Let's put it back in there. Yeah, that's not the right sizing. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not liking that. Time to change it up. Let's remove this one. You don't want to leave just the big one on there and see what it does. No, you need more. It still causes light bleed with just the big one on there. So you need to have at least 2. This thin one might be my best answer. But before I do, though, let's try. Is this the same size as my boot one? I think it is. It's a little bit smaller, but not enough. Then I have these ones here that I use for raising the neck up. But I think I'm out of those that don't have glue on them. They all got some kind of glue on them. Wait. Maybe I got one here. Maybe I got one here. Oh, I just dropped it. Hold on. Lights on. There it is. I was stepping on it. Lights off.
Okay.
All right. No, that was the same as my boot one, wasn't it? I don't think this will stretch without breaking it. Oof. Yeah, I'm going back to this thin one. So this thin one worked the best. It goes on loose. So there you go. That is the best fix, the first one I did. And it locks into place all the way like it's supposed to. Then rotate this so the battery's in front. That gives you the most amount of blockage for the neck. And let's check it out one last time. Yeah, it's just so annoying. Like I said, it's coming from the battery hole right there. And even if you were to paint it black, you would still have that crack right there because that is where the door opens to replace the batteries. So if you were to paint this black, after you paint it black, you want to rotate it around and then stick it back in. Maybe I'll get another one just to paint black. All right, there you go. My secondary fix, which I didn't have to do, was I was going to use poster putty. And poster putty works great also, but there's not enough room to slide poster putty in between this plastic and that plastic. There's just, even the paint might scrape afterwards, so be careful when you paint it. You may have to sand this hole just a little bit bigger for it to work right. There's a little lip right there. But there you go. All right, let's grab Mumm-Ra and let's do a light battle. Light battle of Thundercats. Dude, his ankles just are not helping out here. Have to heat those up and readjust them. That worked. That worked. All right. Oh, is this the lighted one? Oh, yeah. This is the lighted one. Urgh. Now, he purposely has light bleed down below as well, because that's where it comes out in his chest. But his head bleed is not that bad. So they did a much better job with Mumm-Ra than they did with Lion-O for the light bleed. So no need to fix your Mumm-Ra. The cape does it all for you. But with that chest lit up, it's pretty cool looking. Oh yeah. We are set now. If I can just get him to stand. Ta-da! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da! All right, well, thanks for joining me. And like they say in the Thundercats, thunder, thunder, Thundercats, ho! There we go. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!